And I'm Morgan.
And we've been working with Dr. Christoph in the back there on a proof of concept for an alternative to online classes. So we're both Game Lab people. We're part of the VR lab at CSUMB. So we work with VR technology a lot, and we think that VR headsets and augmented reality have a lot of things that can benefit online learning, such as immersiveness and interactiveness. Normally, online learning has come a long way in the past couple of years. It used to be that you wouldn't really have much of contact with the teacher at all. Nowadays, you have most likely a video feed and then kind of a chat room where the kids can talk to the teacher and each other. And we think that virtual reality can improve upon that by giving you a little bit more control over what you can input. Because like for a math class, you need to be able to write. You need to be able to write things out and kind of draw. And you can't really do that in an online class in real time right now. So what we wanted to do was create an app that lets you use your natural handwriting, your voice, and some animation instead of a video feed to interact with the class. And the way we did this is we used a bunch of input devices. So we're using an infrared camera mounted on a virtual reality headset. And the infrared camera allows us to take every single joint in your hand and map it to a 3D position in a Unity game engine. So if we have your hand, we can basically create a virtual whiteboard and then allow you to draw on it using your finger. And then the teacher, as you can see, is animated with a Kinect camera, and that captures your whole body. With just the hand movement and the head position from the headset, we can make a lot of guesses about how to animate your avatar. We use an animation technique called inverse kinematics to basically guess the rest of the bones in your body based on just your hands and your head.
All right. Some of the biggest challenges we faced were with the limitations of the technology we use. Many of the things we were doing with hardware, especially the infrared cameras, were not as accurate as we would have liked. This was ultimately something we had to live with. It also became increasingly difficult to track down errors in a complex environment that was taking input from so many different sources. Determining the complexity of the project was also quite challenging. We wanted a project that would allow us to demonstrate our capabilities as designers and programmers and force us out of our comfort zone. But we sometimes bit off more than we could chew with some of our design decisions given the time allowed. Feature creep was also a big issue. We were constantly coming up with interesting new ideas and trying to figure out which of these we could implement in the time allowed and which just would not make it. This was a problem up to the very end. For future work, we would like to implement a system that would allow remote students to align their virtual whiteboards to real-world walls so that they have tactile feedback and stability for their fingers as they write on the whiteboard. We would also like to incorporate Microsoft's HoloLens so that instructors can view statistics in real time as holograms above their in-class and remote students and better manage their classes. So we ended up with something that was very close to what we set out to build. Students can join to a server and communicate using voice and handwriting. Instructors can see and hear their students through the smartboards and can watch them gesture and write. While it has not yet been tested in a live classroom, we believe this to be a successful proof of concept that we hope to see more of in the future. We would not have made it without the help and support of our mentor, Dr. Petrozek. We would like to thank him for working with us.
If you guys want to try it out, we have a demo set up in the corner near the big 104 building or room. You can see you can write on it, and then you can see it up on the big screen when you write it. So if you want to try it out, come see us
One of four is over there, right?
over there.
Yeah, there.
Wait, where are we?
I got turned around, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.